Hi, welcome to another video. I just want to talk about buying your first house quickly. So this is a video for people who don't have parents who will give them the money or relatives. This is the video for the people who graduate from university or college or maybe just leave high school and go straight to work and they have no savings but they want to own their own place. They don't want to rent, which is a smart desire to have, by the way. I hear a lot of stories from people who tell me, oh, I will never be able to buy a house. Housing is so expensive, I'm going to be renting, forget about buying a house, that's for people who have a lot of money. So I want to dispel this myth because it's not true. I'm going to talk about 4 steps you can take to enable yourself to buy your own house. Number 1 is save for a deposit. Generally, the banks will ask for 10% of the house value from you. The first thing you have to do is you have to start saving money. I know you have a job now and you have a salary and you're tempted to go out with your friends, the bank will give you credit cards, so you want to maybe buy a car, you want to buy the newest MacBook, you want to buy the newest camera. Don't do that, okay? Don't live beyond your means. You have to get into a habit of saving money. I would advise you to actually continue living like a student, maybe continue to live in a small apartment that you share with a roommate, even though you have a salary coming in now from your job. Don't blow that salary every single month. Don't go out to eat every 3 times a week. Don't be buying the latest gadgets. Just put away a lump sum, let's say £300 or $500 every single month. Set up a standing order, set up an automatic transfer that lump sum will go into a separate bank account that you don't that you don't use every single day, and don't even think about it. It'll be like an automatic thing that happens every time you get paid. Treat it like a bill. Before you know it, if you're putting away $500, at the end of 10 months you're gonna have $5,000. So it is really going to add up quickly, and I say whatever amount you're putting up, as long as it's between in the UK £300, in the US $500, so in that area a little more, a little less, as long as you put that aside every single month, I would say you're going to have enough money for a deposit after 2 years or even less than 2 years for your house, for your first house or your first apartment, whichever you want to buy. And whether you want to buy a house or an apartment, that's a separate video. And I'm a believer in buying a house rather than an apartment, but I know a lot of younger people want to buy apartments, which is fine. Number 2 is location. So I understand that a lot of younger people who finish college, they want to live in the city, which is great. So first of all, let's talk about what is a city. You have cities like London and New York, and you have cities like Manchester and Charlotte and I don't know, Glasgow. Okay, so they're really big cosmopolitan global cities that are huge and expensive, and then there are the mid-sized cities like Manchester, like Edinburgh, like Charlotte, North Carolina. I don't know. Sacramento, California, maybe, a little smaller cities that are not the hyped up cities. So I would advise you, if you want to live in a city, don't aim for the global expensive cities like Tokyo or London or New York City, because unless you have extra money, you're not going to be able to afford to buy your own place there. Let's face it. I would advise you to try to get a job in a smaller city, which is still a city. You still have the city life, you still have the culture, you still have a big international airport, but it's just a smaller city. The downtown area is smaller. You can easily find a place that you can afford within a short distance from the city, so or the downtown. So once you settle in the city, I would then look at what area of the city you want to buy in. So obviously every city will have the expensive areas, will have the shitty areas, and everything in between. My advice would be to look in the area that is adjacent to the downtown area. Often those areas tend to be a little bit rough. They're traditionally areas with social housing, maybe a little bit of petty crime. Maybe they're not the greatest areas, but they're right next to the downtown. Especially, I've seen that in America, and I've seen that in the UK. You've got the city center, and right next to the city center there's this a little bit of a rough area. It doesn't matter that it's a rough area right now. That's where you want to buy. You want to buy in an area that is right next to the city center, that is right next to the downtown, because those areas will eventually be enveloped by the city. The cities are growing right now. We are in an upturn economy. If you look at any city, all you see is cranes in the horizon. At least in Manchester, but I've seen it in America when I went there this year. A lot of cities are building up. The economy's healthy, which means that cities can only grow where there's space. So if you have a slightly rough area right next to the downtown is going to swallow up that area. There's no other way. People are going to start buying there. So this is where you should buy, in my opinion. You should buy a little house or an apartment in that area adjacent to the city center while it's still cheap, because it's not going to be cheap for long. Trust me. In 10 years, those areas are going to double in price. So you want to get in there while you still can. Number 3. Avoid shared ownership schemes. I know they sound really good, and I know they don't require as much deposit, but the fundamental thing that's wrong with it is that you don't ultimately own your house. You only own a share of the house. So you end up paying part mortgage, part rent. Now, okay, maybe it will work for some people. I'm not saying it's completely wrong to do that. If it's for you, do it. But I'm just saying it's not going to give you the rights that a full owner will have. So you're not really the owner. You only own a share of the property. The company that owns the house is the housing association, and they still own the property. They own the land. You are just really like a glorified tenant with a possibility to later purchase the whole place once you give them enough money. So you don't really, in my opinion, you don't really own the place when you're on a shared ownership scheme. You only own a share of it. You don't have the same rights as the landlord. In my opinion, it's better to save a little bit longer, live like a student for a little bit, for an extra year, save money for an extra year, and just get enough money for a deposit to just buy the house outright without being in a shared ownership scheme. Number 4, try to keep a steady job during the time that you're saving for your house. So the 2 or 3 years that you're saving for your house, try to stay with the same company. It's not a must. If you want to change your job once, that's okay. Twice might be okay too, but if you keep changing your job every 6 months, when you go to apply for a mortgage, the bank's going to be like, wait, so it looks to me like you can't keep a job. Like you keep getting moved from job to job. Are you getting fired, or what's happening? Why do you have a different job every 6 months? They're going to get suspicious, and for the bank, this is an indication that you're incapable of keeping a job. So you really want to preferably stay in one job when you're applying for your mortgage, because that indicates stability, and this is what the bank will be looking for. The bank wants to see that you can sustain a job and provide a stable income to yourself, from which of course you will pay the mortgage. So all the bank cares about is that the mortgage is repaid, that you're able to make the monthly payments. And if you keep jumping from job to job, that's instability. What if you leave a job and you can't get a new one? Or what if you get fired and you can't get a new one? Then you won't be able to upkeep the payments. So those are the 4 main things that I would advise people in their 20s who are thinking of buying a house. If you have any more questions, let me know. Thank you.